Thanks for tuning into the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the mistakes that individuals have done and are still doing that are getting them kicked off of Turo. And that's not something that you want. If you are on Turo or you're thinking about joining, you don't want to make these mistakes. So we're going to be talking about that on today's video. But before we get into it, if you are thinking about joining Turo, go ahead, check out that description box. Everything that I use for Toro, my lockbox, car cleaning stuff, everything that I use, it's on there. So check out that link. That'll definitely help you if you're a Toro host or you're thinking about joining by seeing what I use that you can maybe use for your car or your fleet that can make your life a little bit easier. Now, we're getting to the end of 2024. It's basically behind us almost, right? And this new year, a lot of us are gonna have New Year's resolutions, and on that list is gonna be making more money. And a lot of people are learning more and more every day about Toro, and I'm sure some of you are thinking about joining. So I wanted to go over some of the mistakes people have made in the past, and unfortunately are still making today that may get them kicked off. So if you do join or you already have joined, go ahead, go on Toro and read the terms of service. Read the rules. A lot of us don't do that. We should just jump in and we don't read the terms of service. And that really can hurt us because if you read that and you follow the rules, Toro is there to protect you as long as you're doing things the way they want you to. If you're not going to follow the rules, if you're not going to take the time to read the terms of service, then I highly recommend not going on the platform. Because if you don't read the rules, most likely you're going to break them and you can end up in a really negative situation. Now, if you're already on Toro and you're going and you're booking your car, one of the things that's very important is taking photos. But the photos need to be taken within 24 hours before the car goes out. So you can't take the photos, if it's been past 24 hours, you can't use those photos. Okay. No matter if the car has not even moved, no matter if it's been parked in the same spot. Again, that's how Toro wants it. Just follow the rules. If you can't do that, again, save yourself the headache. Now, a lot of us have been doing Toro for a while, or sorry, I've met others that have done Toro for a while, and you get comfortable. That happens to a lot of us that go on the platform if you've been renting out your car with success, meaning you haven't had any issues, you haven't had any damages, you get a little bit comfortable, and sometimes you may be in a hurry, you're maybe running a little behind on that booking that you have, and because you don't want to be late, you might cut corners. And I just want to put that out there. Even if you are on Toro and you've already had a few rentals and you haven't had any issues, it doesn't mean it won't happen. Most likely it will eventually happen. I've been on the platform for over 2 years. When I started, I didn't have any issues. Since I've been on the platform, have I had issues with scratches, accidents, and things like that? Yes, I have. And most likely, if you're going to be on the platform, especially for a long term, most likely you're going to run into this. It's just you just don't know when it's going to happen. You don't want it to happen, but most likely it will happen, and I've experienced it. So one of the things that's always helped me come out of these situations in a positive way is been following the rules of service and taking the photos. So very important. Take a ton of photos on the exterior and the interior. Take a picture of all the rims. Take a picture of every corner of the car. Everything you can think of, just take a ton of pictures. I usually take about 25 photos on the outside, including rims, windshield, everything, right? And the inside, same thing, ceiling, because people sometimes rub their hands all over the ceilings, kids, things like that. So the car can get damaged anywhere in any way. So very important, make sure you're taking the photos. This really will help you, especially if the car is damaged. That way you can get reimbursed and get your car repaired or get that money for it. So don't forget to do that. This is something that's very important. Also, if you're doing the lock boxes and things like that, or no matter what you're doing, when a guest comes to your car, make sure that you're not giving them the keys and access to your car um, before an hour. So let's say, for example, the booking's at 9 a.m., so 9 in the morning, and the guest contacts you that they got to the car early and it's 6, and they haven't updated that on the Toro app, but they're just like, yeah, can you go ahead and give me the information? Do not do that. Toro does not want anyone giving out the lockbox code or access to the car, keys, or any of that an hour. So you can only do it an hour before the reservation. So if you do it sooner than that, then again, you run into the situation where if something were to happen, that car gets stolen or anything like that, they're not going to cover it, right? They're going to deny it. And there's a lot of videos about people who say, "Oh, my cover, something happened to my car on Toro platform and they denied it and it was horrible." Well, it was because you didn't read the rules, you didn't follow the rules, and that's why they denied it. If you listen to them and you follow the rules and you do what you need to do and you don't cut corners, if something goes wrong, you're not going to get your claim denied. So remember, you can't do it. So all you have, if the guest wants the information to the lockbox or they want keys or access to the car an hour earlier than an hour before their booking starts, do not do it. Tell them to go on the app and update it to change the time. And the good thing about that is you might get more money. So if the booking was for 9 and again they came in earlier, they need to update on the app. It might end up turning into an extra day and you probably will get more money. And guess what? You're following the rules. So it's a win-win. You could possibly get more money if they get to the car earlier. Now, if they got to the car earlier and they're going to return it at the same time, well, then just tell them to update it that way. That way you're following the rules. And then in that case, you most likely won't make any more, but you're following the rules. So very important to do that. I like to throw that out there. The photos, not giving access to the car too early, because a lot of people do these things, and then these are things that can get you kicked off the platform. So it's just simple things. And it protects you. So remember, take photos, don't give access to the car early. A lot of these things happen, and when you're not following the rules, negative things you have negative consequences. So to avoid that, hopefully you follow those tips. Hopefully you found it helpful. Also, if you are thinking about growing your fleet or you're thinking about starting, we're at the end of the year, end of 2024. This is not a bad time to start looking at cars. We've had 2 rate cuts. There's a prediction we may have another rate cut this very week of December. Everyone's, a lot of, sorry, not everyone, but a lot of people are predicting a really good year for 2025. A lot of people are just expecting good things financially for 2025, meaning a good economy, right? Good economy means work for people and things like that. So if you're thinking about doing a side hustle and you're thinking about getting a car, not a bad time. You can start Toro if you already are on Toro and you're watching this and you're trying to make more money. Hey, there's the stock market. Now, with the stock market, there's risk, just like there is in Toro, but there's a way to do things that are safer. There's always going to be a risk. There's always a possibility of losing your money, but there's good ETFs and things like that. So if you are making some extra money and you don't want to just put it in a bank account because you want it to grow, check out some good ETFs. I wanted to throw that out there in this video because I don't want the channel just to be strictly on Toro and cars. I want us to talk about finances. Also, if you're into stocks or you're into side hustles, let me know down in the comments what you're doing. The more ideas shared, the more we can all learn and we can grow our incomes and have additional sources of income. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions about Toro, let me know. Don't forget to check out the description box. If you haven't done so, I really appreciate if you smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.